Welcome back to episode 3 of the Triple Special Codcast. My name is Lee and I'm
Podcast.
alongside Jordan
Wait,
and
what did
Joe.
he say? Wait, what did he just say?
He said Codcast.
Podcast, Codcast, same thing.
Same shit.
Close enough.
What? So, Dizzik, would you like to tell us about your Phillies game excursion?
So, went into the Phillies game Friday night. First game against the Angels. Fully expected them to get smoked. Ended up winning. I think it ended up 10-0.
9?
I left. I don't know. I left a little early. It was 9-0 when I left, but I don't know if they scored again after
I don't
that.
think they did.
Bryson Stott's first career home run was a 3-run home run in that game, and it landed in the section next to mine. Literally watched a guy catch the ball. If I was agile, I could have went over there and snagged it, but I didn't.
And if you watched the replay, you could see him on TV.
I was on TV, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, shit.
I mean, like, I didn't get close up or anything, but you could see me during the home run.
Seems like a misstep by the camera guys, but that's all right.
Everybody, you could see everybody, like, standing up and getting excited for it, and I'm just still sitting there. Like, nah, I ain't getting up.
That's because the seats are too damn small.
Yeah, I was afraid. I was stuck.
Yeah,
But
then you have to wedge yourself.
It was also like they had it was like ALS night there, and they were doing they called them grab bags. So you paid $30 and you got like a little mini duffel bag filled with stuff.
But you get good.
I got 2 of them, and one of them I got autographed baseballs in both of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but unfortunately it came from pitchers out of the bullpen, and that's probably the least.
Did you get Luis Familia?
No, I got Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Ooh.
and Corey Knebel.
Oh.
I don't know the second guy.
He's not anything.
He's the closer. He's awful. Anyway. And in one of them, Jackie got I gave it to Jackie, obviously, because I'm not going to use it, but it was a Phillies purse. But I saw like posts on Facebook after the game the next day of like people got like Harper signed hats, balls, so there was actually legitimate stuff in there. I just went over 2.
So
I wasn't about to drop another $30.
Oh, you had to pay for them?
Yeah, it was only $30 though. I was like, oh, that's kind of worth it. I'll take the risk. I could probably combine those 2 signed balls if I wanted to resell them and probably make my money back on one bag.
You'd have to find a real diehard fan.
Well, yeah, because they're both cheeks, but that's besides the point. It was nice too. Kyle Schwarber, first pitch of the game.
Smacked it.
Yeah. But that was my experience.
Joe, did you do anything fun this weekend?
Went to Chocolate World.
How many times you ride the ride?
Once.
They still give free candy out at the end?
Yeah, they do. I'm not a big chocolate guy, though.
Has Chocolate World changed at all since? I don't even know when the last time I was there was, but...
Not that I really noticed. It was cool, though. I got a Niller milkshake after. That was worth the price of admission.
Mm.
The only thing that changed, I remember last time we went, you could pay an arm and a leg to do anything.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's Hershey Park, though, not Chocolate World.
Well, we did like the movie and like make your own chocolate bar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those always costed money, though.
Yeah, but we did like, I think it was like for 2 things, it was $40.
A person?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I'll take my free stuff and go.
Other than that, I had graduation on Friday. That was pretty cool.
Did you enjoy
Joe,
your
what
kids?
else? What else do you do at Chocolate World if you're not going to spend money besides the ride?
Not much anything. Walk around and shop.
Oh, so you weren't there for too long then.
No, we did the ride, got milkshakes, and we were on our merry little way. We got food at Primani's beforehand.
What made you decide not to go to the park?
We just, I don't know. We just weren't feeling the park.
Are you
We
a
also
big?
went like later in the day.
Are you a big park guy?
No, not at all.
We used to be.
Yeah, I've seen too many videos lately of like, I don't know, that video of the kid in Florida falling out of the thing that drops you. That really kind of messed with me. I don't, as a bigger guy myself, I don't really feel like plummeting 8 stories to my death.
And I
I
don't
mean,
even
that
know.
might not be the best way to go.
Did they ever say what caused him to fall out?
Gravity.
Well, yeah, that's messed up. Yeah, I guess ultimately gravity, but he wasn't strapped in right. You can't say that. Jesus.
Because that thing stops and he just
Does not stop.
when you hear him hit the ground, it's disturbing.
Yeah, extremely. I also saw one at a fair of do you know the Fandango at Knoebels?
Yeah.
So it's like that, but I don't know that it spun.
So it's
Like I think
just
it just
out
went
and
back
in.
and forth. And when he was supposed to be facing down, so like when it was going up the other way, he fell out into the pit and then it came back through and smoked him.
Oh,
Did it like crush him?
No, it like the field goal was good. He went like flying.
jeez. Well, I mean, the first mistake there is you don't trust rides at a fair.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know. As a bigger fella, I don't if I don't fit super comfortably, I think I'll not take any chances.
That like the people who go on the rides down that like the shore, they're troopers.
That yeah, they're a different breed.
Because I don't trust something that sits by salt water all year and
Yeah, I don't trust those either.
I trust that more than I do like the Bloomsburg Fair.
True.
Solely because like they're up all year and like they are maintained. But if it's getting put up for like a week and then getting taken down, not a chance.
Yeah, I mean, the rides aren't meant to be mobile.
I
No.
remember one person said to me, I trust them more because they get put up and they get checked individually every time they get put up.
Well, it's a bold statement.
I get where they're coming from, but I don't know.
It's not Cletus. I don't trust Cletus. You know, he's not an engineer.
No, Cletus probably just rolled out of the trailer park and smoked a Marlboro and said the ride's good.
Yeah, so
I ain't no engineer, but that looks all right to me.
It's teetering a bit, but they'll be alright.
It does that.
so if we got any people out there that are riders of the rides, more power to you. Godspeed. I mean, last time. When was the last time you went to an amusement park?
I was at Dorney, not this Friday, but the Friday before, for my class trip. I didn't ride anything though.
And you got rained on.
Yeah, I did. I dumped on.
Now, did you hang with your students or did you hang with other teachers?
A little bit of both. I was there with so I was out of place. It was me, like first year teacher, my principal, and our admissions lady. So like two higher up people, and then me.
How'd you get chosen for that?
So it was junior class, and I have a junior homeroom,
Oh,
and I guess I was probably supposed to set up the trip, but I didn't know that, so I never set up the trip. They kind of took control of it, and I figured the least I could do was like go with, be a set of hands. Plus, I like my juniors; they're good kids.
was there at least good food?
Go fool.
I mean, there was Chicky and Pete's.
Oh,
I never been to Dorney, so
Nothing to write home about. A lot of walking, and a lot of it's uphill.
yeah, I think I've been like once or twice. It's a lot of waiting if you want to actually do stuff too.
Yeah, the lines got bad. I'm more of a Knoebels guy. I can get in for free, walk around, get food, ride the log flume if I want. I'm actually going to Knoebels next weekend. Yeah, having a little family reunion there.
I remember
You heard it
those
here
days.
first, the Triple Special Podcast. Joe bringing it to you live from Knoebels.
Live from the Twister.
I'll be in Elysburg on Saturday too.
Will you? That's when I will be there.
My buddy
Lee, come through.
Yeah, maybe. My buddy's having a going away party. He's off to Colorado.
Oh, jeez.
How long do you think it takes to get used to like the air there?
3 months, maybe I'd say.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a while. Now, has he lived here his whole life?
Yeah, he's from he's from Mount Carmel.
Oh, 3 months at least then.
Well, go ahead, Lee. Let's get into the topics.
All right. We can speaking off food. Let's say, how bad does something have to be for you to send it back at a restaurant?
Oh, this is very near and dear to me currently.
You want to talk about your experience first, Joe?
Well, I have two experiences. If you saw my Snapchat from yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't think I remember that.
So yesterday at Primani's, I wasn't super hungry, and they had cheesesteak fries that sounded really good.
Now
So
I remember.
I ordered cheesesteak fries, and the lady came back with a cheesesteak and fries for me.
It was close.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
was close.
right ballpark, I guess. So that wasn't at all what I wanted, but I looked at it and it looked pretty good, so I kept it. But it just wasn't what I was in the mood for. But I didn't see that as like an egregious mess up. Like, misunderstood what I said. I very easily could have said, hey, that's not what I ordered, but it looked good, so whatever.
Was it good?
However, I'm sorry, what was that?
Was it good?
Yeah, it was. It was pretty good.
What did you order? Like, did you only order the cheesesteak fries?
Those and breaded zucchini. Like the zucchini planks. I bypassed mozzarella sticks.
Interesting.
You can easily see where she would have mistaked cheesesteak fries for cheesesteak and fries.
Correct. Which is why I'm very understanding of that.
But I
And
assume
it didn't look awful, so I rolled with it.
So tell us about your experience where it was not acceptable.
Okay, so we ordered from an unnamed place. Let's call it Tony's. I ordered from an unnamed place called Tony's. I ordered a cheesesteak stromboli special. So it should come with steak, peppers, onions, mushrooms,
the work.
all the good stuff. We got it, and the motherfucker was swimming in grease. And I'm a big corner guy. I like the end so I can dip it in the sauce. I'm a big sauce guy.
I do that too. It's a fantastic experience.
It is. However, this one was not. I'm holding a piece of the stromboli and it's literally dripping out grease. I took like 3 bites of it and it was just it wasn't eatable. Even my dad was like, I'm not eating this.
Because that's just going to
So-
mess up your stomach.
Exactly. So we sent it back. They took the food back, gave us our money back. I mean, nothing else was said. Like, they didn't give us a hard time about it or anything. But that's where I draw the line. I mean, if you make an honest mistake and the food isn't bad, I'm going to do my best to understand. But if I get food that's just not eatable, that's where I draw the line. That's where I take an issue. I mean, for God's sake, I've just taken the wrong order at McDonald's before.
That's true. I did witness that.
I've taken the wrong order from a couple places just because I didn't want to.
Yeah, I mean, if it's close or if it's still something you would like to eat, it's not worth going back.
No, because I mean, I've worked with food. Like, I understand it's kind of an inconvenience to have to go back and pick something up or change an order or something like that. That's an inconvenience, but there is a cutoff point where I just can't eat it.
But I also know people who would take their whole order back just because they forgot sauce.
Okay, see, that to me that's wrong. Like, they made an honest mistake. You have to at least try to be understanding.
And you forget just because you forget sauce, it's no reason to make a big ordeal about it.
No, and if you want the sauce that bad, ask them for sauce.
Yeah.
I mean,
I also, sorry, go ahead.
I just feel like the food service is just kind of a thankless job, especially when you get assholes in there.
100%. 100%.
I especially feel bad for waiters and waitresses because a lot of times they're not the one who fucks up the food, and they get a brunt of it.
You are. Yeah, I mean, I I was a delivery driver. Food would be wrong, and people would yell at me. I don't make the food. I'm sorry.
No, they do everything. They give it to you, and then you go and deliver it.
Exactly. My job is solely make sure now if the food gets there cold, that would be on me.
Not in all cases, though. You know what I mean?
Delivering pizza, most cases, yes, because I have
Okay.
bags. And when food's done, they set it on top of the stove to keep it warm.
Yeah. The only reason I'd say that is because, like, some nights it's absolutely insane, and you're out, and you're just, sometimes your drives back are a little bit longer than normal.
Yeah, that's true. Now I'm not talking like if it doesn't get there hot, because I mean it's food. Like
It's gonna cool
when
down
I'm
as soon
delivering in winter, it might not always get there steaming hot. But if it gets there ice cold, that is on me.
Have you ever had a delivery where it ended up like that?
Where I took it there ice cold?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, when I first started there, I was honestly kind of bad. I would get people's food. I would stop and get gas. I would stop at the store to get some backy for my runs. Yeah, I was kind of a shitty driver when I first started. I got pretty good.
Pick up his partner.
Yeah, but I would pick up my partner when it was convenient to. Like if I was running the opposite way, I wouldn't come get you first. I would wait until I was on my way back.
Right. Usually you did get me on the way back.
Yeah, like I wouldn't pick you up first, then take deliveries. I would take deliveries, then pick you up when I could on the way back.
Unless the delivery was up by my house.
Yeah, if I was going to like the northern part of town or to Shenandoah, I would come grab you quick.
Yeah.
Back to that, I also have no understanding of if the food is absolutely awful, that's still not grounds to be ignorant to the people
No.
that served it.
No.
Like under no circumstances is it okay to like tear into the person who serves it or the people who cooked it. Like, okay, they made a mistake. Tell them they made a mistake. Let them right their wrongs and go on your way. You don't have to be a dick about it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, obviously, it's never really the server's fault, but like, I don't think it's being a dick to send something back that's just like you said
Inedible.
that you can't eat.
No, I don't think that's being a dick, but I think making like
A
shitty
scene?
comments and like yelling at them is.
I mean, personally, for me, it takes a lot to send something back.
I agree.
My thing, like, if I, in the case of like Joe, he got cheesesteak fries, but he got cheesesteak and fries, I could deal with that. But if I got something like completely wrong, something that I don't think I would eat, it's going back.
Yes, I agree. It's also tough for me, like if we're talking like a steak and they ask, oh, how's this cooked? It's really tough for me to send it back because I have a preference on what kind of steak I like, but that unless it's well done, I won't send it back. Like
Agree,
I will eat a rare
100%.
steak.
So, yeah, I can't eat well done, but I
No.
can deal with anything else.
I agree with that 100%.
Like I guess that's a perk of me not being a picky eater. I eat pretty much anything except olives.
See, I hate peppers. Peppers are my thing. If I get like bell peppers on something, I have to send it back.
Right.
Because like
So
the taste of it just makes me gag.
So me and cousin used to have the agreement. He would pick his onions off his sandwich at McDonald's, and I'd eat them because I don't know, I like onions.
Yeah.
And then McDonald's onions hit different.
I can
No,
eat an onion if it's cooked, but not raw.
Yeah, fried onions. I can choke them down.
we all seem to be kind of in agreement there that the only way it gets sent back is if it's really off the mark.
What if there's a condiment on there that you don't like mayo or mustard?
Depends. Did I ask for none? Not. Did I
Yeah.
ask for not
Yeah.
have any? Then yeah, it's going back.
So you don't you want to scrape it off?
Well, that's true. I could just scrape it off, and I have done that before.
So I'm kind of middle ground there. If I can scrape it off, I will and go about my business. But if I scrape it off and still taste it, it's going
Yeah.
back.
That's why I'm like torn in that one because you sometimes you do scrape it off and you can still
Like
taste.
I'm not huge on sour cream. So like if I get nachos or like loaded mashed potatoes or something and there's sour cream on top, like that's an easy fix. You just scoop it off.
If you get the loaded mashed potatoes, but sometimes with nachos they use the squeeze, and it's just everywhere.
Yeah, see, in that case, if I asked for no sour cream, it's going back.
See, I don't like sour cream either, so I'm in that same boat.
My big thing, like you said, was peppers, and Joe said it was olives. My big thing is ranch.
Ugh.
Oh,
Can't stand ranch. And then if something comes with ranch, if I ask for it with no ranch, I have to send it back because even scraping it off, the thought of it being there is just I can't eat it.
The nice thing about that I've noticed is restaurants are starting to put it on the side.
Yeah, but if it came with ranch and I didn't ask for it, like I didn't know it came with ranch and I didn't ask for no ranch, then I just won't eat it, but I won't send it back.
yeah, I have seen you ask for some or order something that you didn't know had ranch on it, and there was only a little bit, and you tested the waters with it when we went to McMuffs.
Oh yeah,
But there wasn't enough on it to really make a difference.
right. If I can work around it, I'm gonna work around it. Part of the reason I think we don't like sending stuff back too is we don't really want to wait again.
I agree with that 100%. Like if I'm hungry, I'm looking to eat.
Yeah, I don't really feel like waiting again. I mean, maybe that's just fat of me, but it happens.
Especially if
Well,
it took forever to get your food out in the first place.
I mean, there is a reason we are called the triple special, and it's not because we're small people.
No. I also just
That,
feel bad because it's a rushed industry and people are bound to fuck up eventually. Even the best fuck up.
I mean, it happens, yeah, but that's another thing. How long is too long to wait for your food to get there? At a normal sit down restaurant.
Ooh. I mean, it depends on crowd, and it depends on if it's like chain or not. Like
No, let's just call it like a family owned.
Like a
like a
Palermo's.
Dutch kitchen.
Sure, yeah.
If I'm waiting any longer than like a half hour, I'm getting very antsy.
I've waited about 45 minutes to an hour before.
See, I've had bad experiences at Maz's.
Oh my god. Matt, you need to have literally all night to eat at Maz's, even on wing night.
Oh, I know. I've you wait like 2 hours because they do the orders one at a time.
Really?
So like they'll
Yeah.
have a special like a cheesesteak night, and you'll go for cheesesteaks. And let's say you go with a group of 5 people, and you're the third table in there. They will cook one cheesesteak at a time. So if you're the third group, you're waiting for, let's say there's 2 groups of 3 in front of you. You're waiting for her to cook 1 cheesesteak, 2 cheesesteak, 3 cheesesteaks for the first table, 1, 2, 3 for the second table, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for your table, and then they all come out at the same time. But she does it one at a time. Or he. Last I knew it was a girl, but it might be a guy now.
Well, Maz's is closed now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know the owner was like sick, and the husband had to get a job in a factory and stuff. And I think the person they had in there that was running it was like stealing from them.
Nice.
Yeah, they've been closed down for a while.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've been trying to reopen, but
Yeah, but yeah, that was awful.
yeah. Now, if it's like a McDonald's where I'm like waiting in the drive-through, if I'm waiting there longer than like 10 minutes, like I understand sometimes they get swamped, but they're a chain. Like they should be pumping shit out.
Yeah, and it's fast food for a reason. It doesn't take much.
Like that is why I took the wrong food the one day. I was sick of wait. What were we waiting there for? About 25 minutes?
At least. And the thing is like the dining room's closed at like whatever time, and we usually go kind of later.
Yeah.
Or at least that time it was kind of later.
Yeah, the dining room's back open pretty late. That was because of all the COVID stuff.
Right. But the dining room was closed when you took the wrong order.
Yeah.
And you still sat in the drive-thru for how long? Like, I mean, that's a little ridiculous.
I agree. Coming from the biggest chain restaurant in the world.
Right.
Well, did you ever see pictures of the Shamokin Dunkin'?
The world famous.
It backs up like 2 or 3 blocks, and people wait in that every day.
I could never be like I don't like coffee, but some people are like nuts. Yeah, crazy about it.
That's why if I go for coffee, I'll go to Wawa, because I know I'll get in and out.
Plus, you get to make your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
true
if
too.
you
Like
want extra something, you can get extra something.
there's a lot of different ways to make a coffee, isn't there? And like I don't know if I really want somebody else doing it if I know what I want.
The problem with that is people who order like the frozen low-fat skim soy something or other mocha caramel bullshit.
what it sounds like to me.
Because it takes them 15 minutes to fucking make a drink.
I have another interesting one, being as it just happened. So the block party in Frackville was last weekend. The Bellini line.
Oh,
I dodged a major bullet. I waited for a dozen. As soon as I got mine, the lady behind me ordered. She ordered 4 dozen Bellinis.
oh man!
So I dodged a major bullet.
And how long did you wait in line to begin with?
Probably about a half hour.
Yeah, because that line is always packed.
See,
So
but for
I
that,
went at a good time. I went like fairly early on Sunday. So it wasn't too infested, but by the time I got out of there, oh my god, it was like borderline to the bar.
for that though, I feel like it's acceptable because it's once a year, and people fucking live for those fucking potato cakes.
Yeah, I mean, me being one of them.
Because I remember all the church picnics I'd go to. People would go there at noon to get just potato cakes. Because if you went around like 6 or 7 at night, you're going to have to get a chair because you're going to be waiting for hours.
Yeah, I have a different viewpoint on Bellinis because my dad used to be the president of his fire company, and I used to help with their block party, and I was in the Bellini stand. So you start to look at Bellinis different after you cook them
Were you,
for however long.
so you're on the oil?
I did a little bit of both. I fried. I would dip them. But you start to look at them a little different after you sit there and smell them all day.
That's understandable. That's any food that you get around too
That's
much.
that's how I am with pizza.
Really?
Now I'll still eat it, but like I'm not gonna lie. I used to be a pizza connoisseur. I used to fucking love pizza.
Pizza in general, or just the place that you worked at?
Pizza in general.
Now, what's your take on like a chain pizza versus like a mom and pop pizza? Like, would you rather Domino's or?
I
I feel
mean,
like mom and pop pizza is always going to be better to me.
yeah. Honestly, I think chain pizza kind of sucks. Like if I'm ordering from Domino's or like Papa John's or what's the other one? Pizza Hut. I'm not ordering pizza. I'm ordering like the other stuff they have. Like if I'm ordering Domino's, cousin got me hooked on that chicken that they have. Like with the bacon and
Oh
tomatoes.
yeah, that's really good.
Like, that stuff's good. Or like their breadsticks or something, but I won't get their pizza. Like if somebody else orders some and offers me a slice, okay. As long as I'm not paying for it, I'll have a slice, but I'm not paying for their pizza.
Right.
The only time I see myself ordering Domino's or something, if it's late at night. After like the regular shops are closed.
That's fair.
Because that was like my drunk go-to in college. I would wander home and order a Domino's pizza.
See,
Well,
mine was Chinese food.
Oh,
Or stealing an unknown person's garlic parm wings and eating them.
oh,
Oh, it smells like garlic parm.
oh yeah, that didn't do well.
No,
Man.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, let's move on from that. Lee, we have a suggested topic from one of our viewers.
Do you see us having space travel in the future?
Intergalactic travel and the likelihood of extraterrestrial life.
Well, let's tackle that one at a time.
What are you saying? Slow down there, cowboy.
Once again, I would like to send a big thank you out to Robert Wagner, who beat down his brother viciously. What a guy. Bobby, your dad is still a dick.
We do appreciate the suggestions.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think about intergalactic space travel?
Do I think it's possible? I think it'll eventually be possible, yeah.
What about getting to the speed of light?
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, technology always advances, and I don't know. I just find it unlikely to believe that it'll never advance to that point.
I'm not a physicist, but I just feel like, is it impossible for us to actually reach the speed of light?
I mean, I don't know if it'll be impossible, but at that point, like, is it possible for the human being to withstand that?
At that point, would it be kind of like time traveling?
Yes. Yes, that you actually just named what I was going to say there. I was waiting until you were done. Yeah, it would be. You would be breaking the fabric of time.
Because if you traveled 7 light years, that isn't technically 7 years, is it? That's like something else. Because I'm trying to think back to Interstellar.
I don't exactly know how it would work, but like the speed of light has something to like do with time, and I don't. Again, I'm also not a physicist, but
I think
I
it's
am
like
certainly not required to. Yeah, wow. Never mind. Go ahead.
I think it's
Words did
like the
not come out there.
fastest time can move. So anything after that is just, I think, theoretically impossible. So if you traveled for 7 years at the speed of light, if you came back to Earth, it'd be like 70 or something years.
Would you age?
No, you wouldn't, but the people around you would.
Yes. Yeah, he's right with that.
I remember there was like something in schools like if you had a twin and you traveled so many light years away and came back, you and your twin would be the same age technically, but he would look significantly older because he experienced time on like the regular scale and you were out basically time traveling.
Yeah, that gets real dicey there because I mean I
Everything.
don't think any of us are really qualified to know enough about it to truly go in depth.
No. And it's all theoretical anyway. So like there's not even real proof.
No, it's crazy to think about though. Like I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, we're an unseen speck.
Yes. And if somebody's looking at us right now, they wouldn't even know we exist.
No, they wouldn't.
They'd see dinosaurs. That's why when like we look through a telescope and we see like uh a, a planet that's like fresh being born or something, we have to assume that it's actually dying because it would take 5 billion or so years for us to reach it.
Yeah, yeah. Most stars that we see with air quotes actually aren't there anymore. It just takes the light that long to get here.
Because say if the sun blew up right now, We wouldn't know for 8.5 minutes.
No, but once that 8.5 minutes hit, we would be in for a world of hurt.
Yeah.
I think we can take it.
Well, first thing the sun would do is become a red giant.
And proceed to swallow up to Mars.
Well, first it would scorch the earth and kill every living thing on the planet. Because the heat would just become too much.
It'd probably destroy every unliving thing, too.
I think the Rock can take it.
And then eventually it would get too big and implode on itself. Become a supernova.
And could lead to a black hole.
Yep. Supernovas form black holes. I'd like to thank Ryan McGurl for this knowledge.
Mr. Wagner. For me. We missed our true calling. We could have been astronomers.
We should have been. Could
Who's
you
to say
picture
we
us
still
three
can't be?
working at NASA being like, yep, there's definitely something else out there.
Hey, guys.
Something's happening.
You think intelligent life is out there? Possibly.
It might be.
It's
I'm not
hard
gonna
to
tell you
believe
it's
there's
not.
not.
Well, okay, there's the second part of that question. Do you think there is life out there?
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that how vast the universe is. There isn't another, at least one other species.
Do you believe in alternative universes?
Yes.
I do as well.
Parallel
I
universes.
think that explains deja vu.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a good. I went to see the new Doctor Strange movie, and they had a cool concept that when he dreamt, it was him doing something in another timeline, like a parallel universe.
In high school, Mr. Briggs actually now. Mr. Briggs was a bit of a meatball from time to time, but he explained a theory to me where like universes like swing in and out of like black holes and stuff.
Yes.
And like a universe isn't in the same spot it was yesterday. Like they're always moving. And I don't know, it just like it made sense what he was explaining, but it was also like way over my head because I don't understand it.
Do you think it'd be ever possible to reach one of those other universes?
And now that goes back to the speed of light thing.
Well, not even that. Let's skip over that. Do you think it's ever going to be possible to time travel?
Yes, but not in the way of like time machine, take me back to like start of World War II, make sure it never happened.
Are you suggesting like it only goes somewhere in your lifetime? Or something else?
Well, I think back with the speed of light thing. I don't think it's gonna be like change the whole timeline kind of thing. I think it would be more of like you don't age, but other people do, and like I would see it more as going into the future rather than going back in time.
So if I theoretically went reverse around the Earth's orbit at the speed of light by 7 years, I wouldn't be technically 18 years old.
Now hold on, explain that again. I'm sorry, I was getting a text message and I didn't hear you super well.
So, if I have a vessel and I travel backwards around the Earth and at the speed of light 7 light years, so equivalent to 7 years on Earth, and I go back to the Earth, it wouldn't be 7 years in the past? You don't think?
No, I don't. I think it would. I think honestly, with now Lee, not to shit on your idea here, but I think that would just be kind of like orbiting the Earth the opposite way.
Even at the speed of light, though?
Because the Earth would still be spinning. It would be you that's. I don't know.
Can we get some physicists in our comments?
I know. I was gonna say we need to talk to somebody on this. Let's write to NASA.
Think we're big enough to get Neil deGrasse Tyson on here?
I'll be our first guest.
He's gonna talk to us for an hour about time travel.
I would sit here for an hour and listen to him talk about time travel. He's brilliant.
Just imagine like that brain you have to even like remotely understand that shit.
I can't because I don't have it.
Yeah, like Stephen Hawking and shit. Like where do you even get the ideas that some of this shit's possible?
Or like when they create like equations and stuff, where do you even think to start?
I don't know. I'm lost there.
I think so. We have to definitely search for a physicist to get on this podcast and talk to us for an hour about all that fun stuff.
Okay, shoot or shoot. I'll DM Neil deGrasse Tyson tonight on Twitter.
So, Joe, back to time travel. Do you think it
Yes.
would only be possible to go forward in time?
I do.
Is that something you'd consider doing if you had the opportunity?
Once you go forward, though, you can't come back.
Correct. If we're going by
Right.
this theory.
Right. With that being said, no.
So if somebody gave you the opportunity to skip 25 years ahead,
I wouldn't.
No, I absolutely wouldn't.
I mean, the way the world is today, it only gets worse as time goes on, so.
I have part of me that just I'd like to see what the Earth is like in like 2500.
Now, see, it's a different question for me if you're asking me, like, if I'm old and I'm getting close to, like, death. And you ask me, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'll go do it, because then I'll get to see something that I wouldn't have lived for anyway. But I'd rather live my life now.
Do you think the possibility if you could go back opens up the door to too many like power grabs in a way?
Yes. I mean, first thing I would do is I wouldn't want power. First thing I would do is pick a random day that I know lottery numbers.
I would pick the day when it was up over $1 billion.
Yeah. I would just find a way to make a lot of money. I wouldn't go back and be a dick.
No,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm just saying,
But
like,
I would go back and make myself very wealthy.
you hit that $1 billion Powerball, and then you
I would-
invest in Tesla, Amazon, and Bitcoin.
Oh yeah. I would do that, and I would also let Michael Layton know to hug the post.
And Steve Irwin, not to go in that pool.
God damn it, Joe! If you don't let him know, I'm gonna look at you different.
Don't let who know.
Steve Irwin.
But you just don't. Power inevitably is gonna come with that money.
But here's the thing: if traveling back in time was possible, then like 9/11 wouldn't have happened, or certain shit wouldn't have happened.
Well, ooh, this is gonna be good. Do you think maybe that branches off a new timeline and starts a new universe?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I think if you go back and mess with like a major historic event, I do. Because there would be a whole chain of events that follows then.
So in that case, 9/11 doesn't happen, but for us it always does. But for the person who went back to stop it, they created a branch and now their life is just different than what we're experiencing.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right with that. Because for us, if we like live through it, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Lee, I think one of our upcoming podcasts needs to be just talking about hypothetical situations like this because this is a good conversation.
Because if that's the case, that if it starts a new timeline, we would never know.
No, we wouldn't. We would just be part of it with knowledge of a different timeline.
So you mean like if somebody were to go back and prevent it, we wouldn't know any different,
the details
basically.
of that.
No, we wouldn't. If we're subscribing to the theory of like you can't fully reverse time, like only one person can do it.
Right.
Now, if you could fully reverse time and one person went back, we'd all be back on the same timeline. It would just be different than what it is now.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, that gets really fucky with like who's where, who knows what. Okay, so here's the next question: are we in a simulation?
I want to say no.
I don't. I have a hard time subscribing to that theory.
I don't think we're in a simulation because I think some of the messed up shit that happens in the world is honestly too messed up to like come up with in a simulation.
To be coded in.
Like, how does one code in like gorilla kidnaps baby boy gets killed?
Exactly.
And why would they code that in?
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I am a strong believer in Darwinism. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that happens is honestly just like nature taking its course.
It has to. There's no other way of explaining some stuff.
I do however think some events are planned as like, oh, you're starting to pay attention to this, so we're gonna quick do something else to get your attention away from that. Like it gets real dicey with like the whole Epstein Island thing and like the shootings and the Amber Heard trial and all that. Like I don't know. I think a lot of that stuff is meant to get your attention away from something else.
I
I think
agree.
there are a lot of wheels spinning behind the scenes.
Didn't Amber Heard that whole thing start during the Giselle Maxwell trial?
That I don't know, but it was close. I do think people with power can make stuff happen that gets your attention away from stuff.
Well, did you ever see the thing? It's like there are people so powerful that they pay to make sure that you don't know who they are.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. that gets into conspiracy theories and stuff, and that needs to be its own separate thing, because there's a lot to go into there, and a
Yeah,
lot of it's very out there.
once you open one of them rabbit holes, it's just so many more.
Yeah.
I mean, the distribution of wealth is just so ridiculous.
It is, but how do you fix it?
You can't, because they earn that money.
Exactly. That's my thing. Like, how are you going to take money away from someone who earned it, even if it is hereditary? Like, that's still rightfully theirs.
Right.
The only way you'd be able to get rid of it if they willingly decided to depart with it.
Right, and who in their right mind would do that? I wouldn't.
Hell
If I
no.
somehow came across like $1 billion, like if my parents were like unknown billionaires and I got all that money when they died, I wouldn't be sorry, but like that is now my money. I'm not just gonna give it away to people because they think I should.
I'll take some of it though.
Well, I mean, I would help out. Like if I had like if money wasn't a question
Like
and I could
Bezos.
do like whatever I wanted, I mean, I would. I would take care of myself and my immediate family first. Like, I would make sure my college is paid off, my sisters. I would make sure that Nico has money on the side for whatever he decides to do. I would make sure I had, like, dream house, dream car. But after that, I would. Like, anyone who's ever been good to me, I would help them out.
And then I
Like,
think we'd be going on a lengthy road trip.
we would, all throughout Canada. And other places in the state. You know, fuck it. For that fact, we'll tour every hockey, baseball, football, and basketball stadium for all I care. Man, maybe not basketball. But
We can skip the basketball.
no, if money wasn't an option, I would take care of my friends. I'd take care of myself first.
Well,
But
of course.
But no, none of my friends would have college loans. I don't know.
I mean, gets back to the thing. Like, if you had that much money, you don't even know what to do with it anyway.
No,
Yeah, you can keep passing it down and passing it down, but at that point, you're giving it to people. That money's going to last to people that you'll never meet.
Exactly. No, if I had money, I would spend it. I would absolutely own stupid stuff.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, I'm the epitome of stupid purchases.
Oh, I would buy you the rest of your belt collection. You would own the real $1 million championship.
Fuck. That'd be funny.
I'll take a new pair of socks.
Lee, I'll buy you 3 new pairs of socks.
Oh my god, how generous.
What about some underwear? Can I get some of that too?
No, he's pushing it.
Hanes, but they have to be white.
I wear Hanes.
Tidy whities?
Yes,
No.
tidy whiteys.
I'm in.
So, I believe you said something about a get to know you portion of the.
Yes. Before we leave, we'll do get to know the triple special.
All right, I'd like to start off.
So let me ask you,
Oh, okay.
Dizik,
He just cut you off.
who are you today?
What? Who am I today?
Who are you today?
Well, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just, struggling through life.
Tell us a little about the 1/3 of the triple spectrum.
So, here's my thing. I was gonna start off. I was gonna start off with. Oh, drop my phone. I feel like the best way to introduce myself is to give you my Subway order. So, my go-to Subway order is an Italian BMT with lettuce and pickles and vinegar and oil. American cheese.
What the fuck?
I feel like that if you're gonna know me, then that's the best way to know me.
I mean, that does tell a lot about your personality.
Like, Joe, this goes back to remember way back in high school when you were looking at pictures of potential women to talk to, and you know what I said. You remember what I said. What is the best way to judge a woman?
By your picture of her bathroom.
By her bathroom. That's right. And I feel like the best way to judge a friend is knowing the Subway order. You don't necessarily have to agree with the Subway order, but you should know it.
Yeah. With the Italian BMT, lettuce, pickles, oil, vinegar, American cheese.
That's right.
Or a meatball sub.
Oh. We left something out, though. It is, of course, a foot long, but it is on urban cheese bread.
Of course.
True.
Okay. Would anybody else like to share? And you don't even have to go with your Subway order. Maybe you go something else.
I was gonna give my McDonald's order.
Oh,
man.
I do know that you get 2 plain cheeseburgers,
Double McDoubles.
2 plain McDoubles.
Plus a bundle box.
Oh, you've switched it up a little bit
Yeah.
since the last time.
It's cheaper. And all the burgers are plain.
Perfect.
And I gotta make sure I have ketchup for every individual piece that I order. Because without ketchup, I can't eat it.
Isaac, would you like to tell him my McDonald's order?
Okay. It's normally a large number 3 meal, which is a double quarter pounder with cheese.
Yep.
He'll get a Sprite with that most of the time.
I always get a Sprite. It's the best drink they have.
Sometimes, if he's feeling frisky, he'll get a sweet tea.
I won't order that in the drive-thru because that's extra. But if I'm going in, I'm going to get sweet tea and say it's a Coke.
Correct. Now, I like to go the 2 McDoubles route, but I believe Cousin Joe, he likes to go the route of 10-piece nugget with sweet and sour sauce.
That would be correct. Every once in a while, if I'm feeling frisky, I'll get the McDoubles.
And I have seen on the occasional McChickens from Cousin Joe too.
Yeah.
But that's not a norm.
No, that's a really feeling froggy experience.
Right.
You want to give us your McDonald's order?
My McDonald's order.
Hold on. Number 3, without onions.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, large without onions.
Mm-hmm.
A Mac Coke to drink.
Yes.
2 Mac doubles.
Yes. And the occasional 10-piece nugget with barbecue sauce instead of the McDoubles, but that's kind of weaning its way out. And I have to admit, I think, Joe, me and you are both kind of wrong because lately the drink has been High C's.
Yeah, it has. We rediscovered the orange High C.
Yeah. But that's been like a lately kind of thing that hasn't. I don't know if it's happened enough to be the norm yet.
No, I wouldn't say it has.
What are your thoughts on the High C?
It was my favorite childhood drink to get there. Personally, I haven't been able to try it lately. But next time I definitely will in honor of you guys. I used to get it all the time.
I do recommend getting the high C mix.
It's good drink.
I can tell you my Subway order, so we can see if that tells you anything about me.
All right.
All right.
I get a foot long on Italian urban cheese. I get ham, cheese, and bacon with some lettuce, cucumbers, and spinach, and blue cheese.
Blue cheese.
Interesting.
I don't know if I've ever heard somebody getting blue cheese from Subway.
They
I'm
don't
not
have it. I have to add
necessarily
it
against
myself.
it. I don't like it, but it's different.
I have to add it myself.
Interestingly,
Would you guys agree with the statement based on my order? I've heard that if you're not getting at least 3 toppings
It's not
from
worth
Subway,
it.
you're wasting your time. Because I technically only get 2 with dressing there. But if I don't want it, I don't want it.
I agree with that. I wouldn't say that. If you only want lettuce and pickles, you only get lettuce and pickles.
Right.
Does that make you simple-minded? Yes, absolutely.
But I've heard people say if you're not getting at least 3 toppings, you're doing it wrong.
I
I mean,
disagree.
I get like fucking 6.
Right, but that's your preference.
Exactly.
Would you like to list those 6 toppings included in the type of sandwich?
Well, foot-long Italian BMT on urban cheese, tomatoes, onions, sweet peppers, pickles, green peppers, jalapenos.
So you're hitting the multiple peppers there.
Yes. Yeah, the sweet peppers and jalapenos offer a nice little change up, you know?
A little
One
yin
bite your
yang.
ass is on fire, the next bite you're a nice little sweet boy, you know?
A little yin and yang.
Exactly. The green peppers aren't always. So I have to be in the mood to get the green peppers, but
See, green peppers are just one of them things, man.
just not into them.
Not in, never have
What's that?
green peppers.
Oh. And Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. One of the few toppings that you don't get is tomatoes.
No, I get tomatoes. I don't get lettuce.
That's what it is. It's the other way around.
Well, since I had COVID, lettuce tastes weird to me. I used to always get lettuce, but since I had COVID, lettuce does not taste right to me. Like my taste on lettuce never came back. Any lettuce I eat anymore tastes like dirt,
Really?
other than an Olive Garden salad.
Should I get soup?
That's a strange item for it to affect.
I know.
Because it didn't really have much taste to begin with.
No, but now I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say all lettuce. Processed lettuce tastes bad.
Interesting.
Real lettuce does not.
By process, do you mean like the stuff in the bag?
I mean like Subway shredded lettuce.
Ah.
Like any sort of shredded lettuce. Like that's why I don't get McChickens anymore either, because the lettuce they put on it is like the shredded stuff, and it just doesn't taste right.
So you're a salad guy at Olive Garden?
Well, okay, so my order at Olive Garden is literally soup, salad, and breadsticks.
Yeah, I like the soup, salad, and breadsticks.
I don't even bother looking at the rest of the menu because I can fill up on that stuff and it's cheap and it's fucking good.
If they keep it coming, I'll keep taking it.
Yep.
I get I get soup and chicken Alfredo.
Now, I've heard their chicken Alfredo is really good,
It's fantastic.
but I've never had it.
I don't think I have either.
I usually go there when they have like the unlimited pasta.
Now, I'm going to judge you here, Lee. What soup do you get?
Chicken gnocchi.
Ooh, you get the gnocchi.
Ooh.
Cousin, which one do you get? You get pasta fagioli, right?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. We go 3 different routes.
You get the minestrone.
No,
I
he
mean-
gets the sausage one.
I'm 50-50 anymore. I either get that one or minestrone.
I also get the minestrone sometimes too, though.
Minestrone's fuck. I'm actually more minestrone there anymore than the Zupa.
Yeah, I'll flip flop between minestrone and fagioli.
Pasta fagioli.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. I think their soups there are all good. It's just preference.
right.
We can all agree.
Anyway, that went off the rails. Lee, who is Arctic Dutchy today?
Oh,
I am
Sam.
a guy who works in human resources, who's going to get his master's degree and get himself more in debt. I have 2 wiener dogs, and I am one of the founding members of the Triple Special.
Where does Mr. Arctic Dutchy see himself in 20 years?
20 years.
oh boy. Hopefully, I'll answer this one for him. Hopefully, he can quit his day job and runs a weekly podcast.
No, we'll do it. If that's the case, we'll do 2 podcasts a week.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, heavenly.
In 20 years, I'd like to be a director of either the CIA, FBI, or NSA, or like assistant director in their intelligence and analyst.
Very
The
nice.
NRA.
No, the NSA. I can listen to you
BLM.
talk.
Myself and Joe will be directors of the NASA.
Yeah.
You know, based on our time travel talks.
I'll hook you guys up with a job. So, Mr. Senior Joe, who are you today?
What do you
I-
do?
I am Dwayne Michael Carter Jr.
Interesting.
And you already know who I am. No, I don't know. I don't know who I am today. And I think that's the
He's a
problem.
mystery.
Well, where do
Oh,
you
yeah.
see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. Hopefully not in my fucking parents' attic anymore. So I'm getting sick of that.
Are you going to continue to be educating America's youth?
Yes, absolutely. I love it. I love it. Hopefully I will be getting paid more to do so.
Do you ever plan on going to like a city or like a private school?
I would go private school. I wouldn't go to a city solely because I hate the city. Not even about teaching in it, but if I'm working in a city, that means I need to live near a city or in a city, and I would rather take less pay and be able to live with myself than hate myself every day. Hate living life.
Right. I can never deal with the city.
I mean I've gotten too used to Schuylkill County life for 24 years, and I couldn't see myself ever living in a city.
No.
A weird adjustment.
Now I'm talking like big city here. I'm not talking like a Harrisburg or like something like that is a city but isn't like big city.
I mean, Harrisburg, I wouldn't live there for various number of reasons.
Not like directly in Harrisburg, but around it.
No, I lived in the outer skirts. It was decent, but I'd definitely go on the other side of the river.
East side is the good side, right? No, West Shore.
The West Shore, yeah.
Yeah, West Shores.
Yeah, if I was to go back, I'd go on that side. It's a little shady on the east side.
Well, East side is like Steelton and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Steelton and High Spire. Yeah.
Alexa, how much time is left?
Oh, looks like we had a guest.
does appear that way.
Problem solved. Sorry about that.
Well, why don't we welcome the guest onto the podcast? Have her say a couple
No,
words.
thank you.
Well, you could tell that we're wrapping up here.
Not the kind of guest we're looking for.
If you can't give us anything about time travel,
I don't think so.
I don't recall.
And if they can, then they've been holding back.
all right. You want to wrap up?
Yeah, let's leave it. Let's leave it off with a fun fact about one of us. I'll do to this week's fun fact. It's about Mr. Joe. So, fun fact about Joe: most of us have 10 toes. Joe does not.
Find out next week to find out how many he has
And why?
and why.
Oh boy, we're going there, are we?
We're going there.
All right.
If you're watching on YouTube, please drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment, ask a question. If you're on Apple or Spotify, please leave a 5-star review. And follow us on our socials. On Twitter, we're at 3 Special Podcast, and on Instagram, we're at the Triple Special Podcast. Hope you all enjoy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.